The Sooner State is so much more than just the plains and prairies you hear about in our state song.
I'm telling you, when you see a beach, it changes your whole perspective of this lake.
We have more shoreline than the Atlantic and Gulf coasts combined. Do you have a fish? Stop it!
That's just an old tank.
And with more than 200 lakes statewide, Oklahoma is a fisherman's paradise.
Now that's a fish.
No matter how you land them.
People don't realize is here in Oklahoma. You think you're in some other mountain state when you get in some of those areas.
4 different mountain ranges tower over the tall grass, where you'll find our state animal in its natural habitat.
We can do anything from identifying wildlife to water conservation, stargazing, guided hikes.
We can't leave out Oklahoma's 38 state parks.
They come to find this history, the historic runestone. So it's known all over the world.
Home to more than 80,000 acres of outdoor experiences and unexpected history.
We moved to this spot in 1953. Most of these rides have been here since 1953. Come see what you've been missing out on.
Oklahoma Outdoors, presented by Custom Trailer Sales.
We are at Arcadia Lake to kick off our Oklahoma Outdoors Special. I'm Lacey Lowry.
I'm Lacie Swope. We'll spend the next hour celebrating wildlife, scenic landscapes, and heart-racing adventures our state has to offer. So you'll know what to do when you get outside this summer.
And I'm Tess Monty. We'll start our travels tonight near Shawnee with my favorite summertime hobby. It's a way of catching fish so extreme, it's only legal in 17 states. Oklahoma is a mecca for noodling, and one Okie family is helping put it on the map even more.
Got her?
She slipped out of the hole with me.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. This is a clamp down on my arm.
I'm used to taking folks along for my own noodling adventures.
That's a good bit.
But today, we're going with a family who's turned their passion for hand fishing
He's right here. Go right, River. He took the tips of my gloves and yanked it off.
into a full-time job.
And barehanded, folks, just like I promised.
These are the Williams boys.
Catch a lot more than just fish. We catch turtles, snakes.
Right here, slider.
You name it, we've probably caught it.
Homegrown Okies.
I'm MVP. I've got assists, rebounds, and points.
You ready? With a wild sense for adventure.
I think there's 3 in there.
You gotta be a little bit crazy to do some of the stuff we do for sure.
They're hardcore when it comes to hand fishing.
Is that a hole right there, typically?
Most commonly known as noodling.
So noodling is catching fish with your hands.
Boom!
Typically catfish, which will be flathead, blue cat, and channel cat.
Nate Williams and his sons, Jace, River, and Fierce, are all lifelong noodlers.
You gonna try and scare him?
Whether it's sticking their whole body under a broken up bridge or diving headfirst into a creek bank or tree root.
This is a totally different type of noodling than I'm used to.
Booyah! These guys will go to great lengths to grab monster catfish.
Holy cow, dude.
Oklahoma is known for noodling.
45 pounder. 45 pounder.
After a number of documentaries and TV shows put it on the map.
Poking and prodding in Oklahoma lakes. Success. It's a colossal catfish.
It is like the noodling capital of the world.
You'll reach in, hope that they come out and bite you. You know, when you think of Oklahoma, a lot of people think of tornadoes and noodling, big catfish, so it's a hot spot too. Yeah, lots of catfish. We don't have a shortage of catfish.
The state is also home to the world's largest noodling contest, the Okie Noodling Tournament.
3-time Okie Noodling champion, Nate Williams.
A nearly 25-year tradition in Pauls Valley.
So they say it's like the Super Bowl of the noodling tournaments. It's so cool. Sometimes there's 10,000 spectators there.
Nate has won 5 times, more than any other contender.
My personal best officially, I believe, was 85 point something pounds. It's still the tournament record, biggest fish ever weighed in.
His boys have been on the board at the tournament too, winning multiple times in the kids division and coming close to a championship on the adult side.
My biggest is 65. I weighed it in last year at the Okie Noodling tournament.
14-year-old River Williams.
I came in second by like 2 pounds. Going up on stage is something else.
I kind of feel like a rock star for however long we're up there. Everybody's cheering. You're standing up there feeling all cool.
These fearless 4 have become well known in the noodling world.
So you've kind of become the king of Oklahoma noodling.
Thank you. Maybe, she said it, I didn't say it.
You and your boys, I mean, truly, I mean, when people think noodling and if they follow the noodling world, they think of you guys.
Awesome.
They've grabbed catfish in all 17 states where it's legal.
2 Louisiana flatheads caught down here on the bayou in the swamp waters of Louisiana.
And they've introduced folks from all over the world to this extreme way of catching fish.
Yeah, we've taken Jeremy Wade from River Monsters, we've taken an Australian TV show, we've taken crews from Japan, Ireland, Germany, France, Canada, South Africa.
He's still biting!
It's always a thrill watching them get bit for the first time. You can just see their eyes get real big and it's just like no other.
The Williams own Adrenaline Rush Adventures, a fitting name for a guide service that's transformed into an online sensation.
Yes, sir, baby!
Grabbing the attention of more than 1 million followers on social media and YouTube. It brings in enough money, Nate retired from his teaching job.
Bye, buddy. Go on there.
Putting all his focus now on sharing his family's passion for heart-pumping experiences and showcasing the state's long-standing heritage for hand fishing.
Yeah, I'm proud to be from Oklahoma and I'm proud to be a noodler and I love it.
The Okie Noodling Tournament and Festival is this weekend in Pauls Valley, and you better believe the Williams boys will be there with some big catfish in hand.
Can't wait to see it. Coming up in the next half hour, we're going to take you on a guided fishing tour for traditional bass fishing and crappie fishing from one of my childhood friends who's now a pro Oklahoma angler. But fish aren't the only things chasing the bait in Oklahoma ponds. Lacey and I went fishing for bullfrogs in Watonga with a little help from Assistant Chief Game Warden Wade Farrar.
He says conventional topwater lures and fly bait work best in the daytime, but once the sun sets, oh, we turned to gigging frogs. Just make sure you know the regulations. There is a daily limit of 15 frogs, and you are required to have a hunting or fishing license depending on how you take the frogs.
Sometimes to get to a pond like that, a car or a truck just won't cut it.
You need something a little better suited for the trails and the rough terrain.
I found just the place to get a little mud on the tires in Macomb, where ATVs and four-wheelers rule the road.
Off-road and unplug. A great place for my family to unwind is on the trails, and the Ravine Adventure Park in Macomb has some of the best around.
A wild experience of incredible terrain, like jaw-dropping terrain. If you're an insane thrill seeker, we have some of the most challenging trails in Oklahoma out here.
Becca Black and her husband Shannon own these 240 acres with their free-range animals that you can pet, like the king of personality, Piccolo. There's so many incredible features to this place, a little bit of something for everyone.
The ravine is several different ravines that run parallel and splinter off. There are spots that the ravine is 75 feet deep, and you're just surrounded. Once you walk down in there or drive down in there, you're surrounded by these red dirt, I mean almost surreal walls of Oklahoma red clay.
They started this new business during COVID.
We bought this beautiful place for our natural horsemanship business, and we were kind of all ready to retire from that. I was sick of teaching, it's a lot of effort. And so during COVID, we were like, well, what else do we do with this land? Some friends brought their four-wheelers out here. We'd never off-roaded ever. And we watched them and we were like, holy crap, that is so much fun. I think I know what I want to do with this land now. We bought it to be ridden. Who knew it was going to be by machines, not horses?
The business is thriving and people can't get enough of this off-road park.
So this is just kind of easy going now.
Outdoors is so therapeutic because you forget what you were bored with, you forget what you were frustrated with, you get focused on things that are here in the moment right now, the beauty, the wonder of it, like what is this, where did this all come from, and listening to your kids squeal as they're running up and down hills or going on zip lines.
Okay, here we go. Okay. It's like you're a kid again, wild, free, and playing in the mud.
What's it like to see people come in, have the time of their life, and know that you created this and you're providing that experience?
It's thrilling. It's almost like a drug. My husband and I joke that we're almost like Monsters, Inc. Like we almost live on the screams of children, but like good screams and laughter. Like it fuels us. You'll hear from 50 acres away an uproar of screams and then cheers and laughter, and it just like I got goosebumps now just talking about it. It fuels us.
So every time I do a trail, it's 1 to 3 days of busting through it for 6-10 hours.
Becca hand-cut all the trails with a mower and loppers, and she's proud of this growing adventure oasis.
I think I'm the only woman-run and owned off-road park in the world.
You bring your own ATVs, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and dirt bikes. The park is open every weekend, and you can pay for a day trip or stay in camp as well after a full day of fun.
Great way to end the day. That was fun.
Still ahead, no boat, no problem. How you can still enjoy time out on the water even if you don't own a watercraft.
There's something magical and a little mysterious.
Plus, Oklahoma's very first resort town has been around for more than a century. We're headed out and about in Medicine Park next.
Our next stop takes us to Oklahoma's very first resort town.
A lot has changed there over the past 100+ years.
Amanda Taylor loaded up her family to show us the must-see places in Medicine Park.
If you're looking for a unique place to stay with a bird's eye view, shops with trinkets,
smile,
a one-of-a-kind swimming hole, and breathtaking beauty, go no farther than about an hour 15 drive southwest of Oklahoma City to Medicine Park.
This is referred to as Cobblestone Row.
The whole town is only 2.5 square miles, so the quaint shops, places to quench your thirst, and restaurants with cobblestone facades are within walking distance. Vice Mayor Dwight Cope.
Seems really casual to a lot of outdoor seating, so people can just kind of come as they are.
Correct. Oh, absolutely. Everything in this town is casual. This is about as dressed up as I ever get.
It feels like Mayberry RFD, kind of a mix with the Twilight Zone because you just can't put your finger on it. There's something magical and a little mysterious.
Candace McCoy and her husband helped create some of the charming aspects of Medicine Park, including the life-size birdhouse cottages, one of the town's 75 Airbnbs.
People in town were they like, you're gonna build what?
Pretty much. These are probably the most photographed buildings in Oklahoma. You know, every day I see people walking across the bridge and over to the other side and taking pictures.
Can you believe we're gonna stay in a birdhouse?
Yeah. Won't it feel weird though? Like, where are the birds?
Each room pays homage to a popular Medicine Park pastime, bird watching.
This is so cute. They have clouds on the ceiling, so we're gonna be little birdies tonight. Tweet, tweet.
But there's plenty to do before bedtime, including a stop at a town staple.
Are you guys getting hungry?
Yep.
The Old Plantation Restaurant.
Tell me what the specials are. What do people...
Everything is special.
Everything is special.
There's no going wrong here, honestly.
The chicken fried steak and cinnamon buttered rolls did not disappoint. And while the restaurant is open 7 days a week,
so they're open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Majority of the businesses are closed early in the week. Luckily, in a town of about 400, word travels quick, and the owner of Discovery Outpost heard we were visiting on a Tuesday.
Oh, what a cute place.
And opened up his toy shop.
This shop is so cute.
Ooh, sleigh.
Medicine Park didn't always have the kiddos in mind.
It was banned from Fort Sill because there were gamblers and gangsters, and back in the 30s it really went through a lot, and then it resurged and became more family friendly.
What's your take of Medicine Park, Gage?
It's like very outdoorsy.
It's relaxing and you just take it all in. It's magical.
Another gem here at Medicine Park is right here at Bath Lake. It has areas shallow enough where you can just lounge in, but also areas deep enough where you can jump right in.
It's a granite-based swimming pool that's been there since the turn of the century.
So I'm going to dive today.
The water temp is mild, and for $3 cash, you can dive in and swim all day. Bring water shoes to navigate the rocks and some extra money for the ice cream shop across the street.
The perfect afternoon snack.
The next day took us less than 5 minutes up the road to the Wichita Mountains Wildlife Refuge. Make sure to stop at the Visitors Center for a map and a lesson in what you're about to see.
There's tall grass prairie dogs, mixed grass prairie dogs, and short grass prairie dogs.
We were pointed to the exact spot in the refuge where the prairie dog towns could be found.
I see them walking around.
There are also hundreds of bison free roaming the almost 60,000-acre refuge. A bit of advice on that.
You know, don't go up and try to pet them because they are wild animals.
And while you can walk up this road, which takes you about 2,500 feet above sea level,
how pretty this is. Look at those rocks.
We chose to drive to the highest point, known as Mount Scott.
And you've got a great panorama view of the whole area. You know, you see Fort Sill, of course you see Medicine Park, you see all the lakes.
There are stocked lakes for fishing, lots of trails, bring water and bug spray, and enjoy a spot in Oklahoma that has everything you need for an outdoor family adventure.
Still ahead, Blast from the Past, where you can go to get a first-hand look at Oklahoma's connection to ancient Vikings, and a perfect place to take the kiddos where the prices haven't gone up in decades.
Our next outdoor adventure takes us to the perfect place for little ones to have a great time.
And you'll probably spend more in gas getting there than you'll spend on rides and food.
Craig Day takes us on an Oklahoma day trip to Kitty Park in Bartlesville.
Welcome to Bartlesville's Kitty Park, a present-day family getaway
This makes me audition after it.
with a throwback feel.
Nostalgia. The kids love it.
There's a lot to love about Kitty Park.
It's just such a family-friendly place.
Really cool.
What makes it cool?
The rides.
Most of the more than a dozen rides are pint-sized, just right for the littlest of littles.
Okay, how old are you? 3?
And almost 4.
Avery Roberts is enjoying the fun with her family.
They get here and their eyes act like it's at Disneyland.
I think of it. I liked it.
You liked it? What's so much fun about it?
I never come to this place.
So it's your first time?
Yeah.
It's also the first time for Jill Park to visit.
Here it's like perfect for little kids and it all has that retro vibe, so it's really cute.
She brought her really cute 2-year-old daughter Robin to Kitty Park.
What did you think of that ride?
Fun.
Whether it's the flying elephants, the red baron planes, or the train, everyone has a favorite.
The fearless wheels. Hello.
Turtles.
Probably the bumper cars.
Bumper cars? Did you crash into your brother?
Yeah. The train.
The train.
In the boats.
In the boats.
That's Mila Hawk. Her mom, Melanie, came here as a girl. Now she's continuing the tradition.
Just the home feel. Everything is just like it used to be when we were little.
The park really hasn't changed much generation after generation. It opened in 1947 and was called the Playpen, but everyone just started calling it the Kiddie Park and the name stuck. Now it's in its 77th season.
I've been screaming.
You've been screaming? Many of the same rides have been at the park since it moved to its current location in 1953. And that's one of the things people love so much about Kiddie Park.
They're happy. Simple things and they're happy. Doesn't have to be the great big Six Flags or whatever.
The park does have 9 new rides this year, but they can still be ridden by younger kids. Bartlesville's Kiddie Park has undergone some major improvements and renovations in the past year with those new rides and improvements to the existing rides that have been here for years. But it still has that feeling of family-friendly fun that it's had for decades. The mission of Kiddie Park is to provide jobs for local kids and inexpensive summertime fun for everyone else. From the concessions to the rides, a visit definitely won't break the bank.
You can't believe our prices. You know, we have people come up to the ticket window wanting to buy $150, $200 worth of tickets. And what are you going to do, live here the rest of your life? You know, they're 75 cents a piece.
But it's $1 million worth of memories. What does a turtle do to your tummy?
It makes it wiggle.
Makes your tummy wiggle? Oh my goodness! Whether you come for a tummy wiggling good time, a boat ride with a big brother, or a trip down memory lane, a visit to Bartlesville is a fun summer outdoor adventure. The park is open Tuesday through Saturday nights from 6 until 9.
It's really fun. It's super cute.
Come see what you've been missing out on.
Still ahead, we're on the road to Blaine County to explore Roman Nose State Park. Plus, one of my childhood friends is now a big-time Oklahoma fisherman. I've never even seen a fish that big in person. We've been here for 3 seconds. He's taking us out on the lake for a little bass and crappie fishing.
Hold that thought.
I've never even seen a fish that big.
Welcome back to the second half hour of our Oklahoma Outdoors Special, where we are celebrating anything and everything outside this summer.
When we're not delivering the news or the weather, you can find all 3 of us at one of our state's many lakes, like here at Arcadia, with a fishing pole in hand.
And this next trip takes us to Dripping Springs Lake in Okmulgee, one of my favorite lakes where I grew up fishing with my dad alongside one of Oklahoma's most famous anglers. Hey, Lacey, Swope here. We are out in Okmulgee County, Dripping Springs Lake. We are with Josh Jones. We are out learning how he got into bass fishing, crappie fishing, and he's going to take us out to see if we can hunt down some monster bass. Let's go. When did you start fishing? Like, why did you start fishing?
Hold that thought.
Hold that thought.
A 9-pounder.
And you can tell that from what you're looking at right there, that blob on the screen. Do you have a fish? Stop it! Oh my God!
It's not as big as I thought.
Okay, you can pull it up back.
I've never even seen a fish that big in person. We've been here for 3 seconds. We've literally been on the water for 3 seconds. Are you? Oh my God.
That's just an old tank.
We've been on this lake for 2 seconds. We came straight here. He went straight to the fish. He's like, hold on, I see a fish.
So that fish is probably, I don't know, 10, 11 years old, probably on the decline, post-spawn.
Okay, so it's thin.
A month ago, it might have been 9 pounds.
Like, why did you start fishing?
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know, family. It's a lot like I'm doing to my little boy. I love fishing, so I'm gonna drag him along. That's what my dad did to me. For a job, it's only been since COVID. I lost my job and it all escalated. Social media has 100% changed my life completely. It's a big one. Social media, I mean, it's everything. I'm just obsessed right now with catching the biggest one, you know? I'm passionate about 10-pound largemouth. It started at an early age. Going to bed, saying my prayers at night, praying for an 8-pound bass. It's just something I was obsessed with. It was a hobby and it accidentally turned into a career. I bought a 15-foot aluminum boat off my cousin. So I spent most of my years trolling motoring around with that flat bottom boat.
Yeah.
Back when I was a kid, my family was poor. When we went out fishing, we were keeping every single fish we caught. We were filleting it, no matter if it was 2 pounds or 8.
What you were eating. Which
we never caught 8-pounders back then, you know. So, but if we did, it was getting eaten. We're about to go crappie fishing. All right, real, very slow, slow.
Oh, that did. That did. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. Put him on the frying pan right there.
That's perfect eating size. Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
That one was mad.
That one actually came out of the pack.
Get it. Yes.
You want to get the, okay. That's a better one.
Yummy. My mouth's watering.
Come here. Oh yeah. That with hush puppies, buddy. And again, you could just see your bait going right down to it. Right down to it, and then watch it swim up and come up and get it. This one's got some parasites in his mouth. Excited about this one? If we get enough here, we really will have a fish fry. See you later on my plate.
Between the crappie and the bass, I can always catch something out here. Let's go catch some more fish.
Still ahead, we're lake hopping from Dripping Springs to Keystone. We'll show you how you can enjoy the water even if you don't own a boat. And next, we'll head to one of Oklahoma's original state parks for some breathtaking views and one of the most unique golf courses in the state.
Right now, Oklahoma is home to 38 official state parks.
But when Oklahoma's parks were first established, there were only 7.
Leanne Taylor is taking us to one of the originals, named after a famous Cheyenne warrior.
This is the first vacation of the summer for sisters Ellie and Chloe Calvert. Their family decided to visit Roman Nose State Park and stay at the lodge.
We had stayed in the lodge before, but it didn't look like this. So it's a lot different now. A lot has changed, and for the better.
A lot has changed over the years. It was built in the 1930s as part of FDR's New Deal and the Civilian Conservation Corps, where new parks were built across the country.
Roman Nose is one of the original 7, so it's one of those places that when the state was looking at, how can we provide for those vacations, even as far back as 1937, they're strategically placed so that there's one within, right around 90 miles of every major city area.
The lodge has been upgraded with suites or standard rooms. There's the pool and a restaurant as well. Families can also stay in one of the rustic cabins in the park, or set up an RV, or even camp in a teepee, complete with electricity. There are 2 lakes in the park. The general store sits near Lake Butcher. That's where you can rent canoes, kayaks, or paddle boats. My friend Rhonda and I strapped on the life jackets and gave it a spin. It's cool to know that families have enjoyed the same experience for decades.
Roman Nose actually holds a really special place in my heart. It's one of the first parks that I went to as a kid. I had a huge family, and my mom has 5 brothers and sisters, so we did family reunions at a different state park every year.
Roman Nose has miles of hiking trails. Along the way, you'll find signage with historical information. For example, the park is named after Henry Roman Nose, chief of the Southern Cheyenne, who died in this area in 1917.
I think it's important to follow things like the 10 essentials.
I met up with head naturalist Tori Thompson, whose job entails a little bit of everything.
The primary focus is the education of nature and the historical cultural resources within state parks. We can do anything from identifying wildlife to water conservation, stargazing, guided hikes, arts and crafts, about anything we can think of, you name it.
My husband Andy and I thought we'd check out one of the park's trails, a 3-mile round-trip hike to Inspiration Point. I'm not much of a hiker, but along the way, we saw a beautiful waterfall, interesting rock formations, and once to the top, what a view.
You get up to the very top where the bench sits, and you get the great, vast beauty of basically like where the Gloss Mountains and the mountain ranges around this area are. Very breathtaking to be up there.
Roman Nose also has one of the few ADA-compliant trails, so people with all abilities can enjoy the outdoors. As you make your way around the park, you can still see where past and present collide. Some of the original signs still direct visitors, and there's plenty of CCC stonework visible, from stairs that lead down from the parking lots to original rocks that line the park's pool. That's part of the beauty of Roman Nose. One of the most popular places at the park is the Roman Nose Golf Course, and our visit wouldn't be complete without hitting the links. It was my job to review the course description.
Bring plenty of golf balls though, because there's lots of opportunities to lose them in the canyons, the creek, and the native grass. I'm ready to tee it up.
It was fun to play, and while I had a couple of good shots, only one was captured on camera. A lot of golfers love a challenging course. This one gave them everything and more.
It is about the hardest thing I've ever done. It's tough. Just like on this hole, I was on in one and had a 4.
You're going to come to enjoy the scenery. Don't let the bad shots ruin your day, because it's fun to play this course and just to see Western Oklahoma landscape.
For some like me, a trip to Roman Nose State Park might be a new adventure, but for many other Oklahomans, a visit here could be a trip down memory lane. Either way, it's something to consider this summer.
Out of the way, out of the way! Stick with us. Coming up, we'll show you a surprising piece of history drawing in visitors to LeFlore County.
The etchings on these stones, they would have been carved over the course of about 3 days.
We're headed to Hefner after the break.
It's very special. It's very magical.
Etchings on these stones, 600 to 800 AD.
It's just sits up here on the top of this Podo Mountain.
It's no secret our state has rich cultural history, but there's one connection you might not expect.
Unique markings carved into stone were found in Hefner in the 1920s.
Carl Torp took his kids to see why the park now brings in visitors from all over the world.
In southeastern Oklahoma,
We're off the path.
thick tree canopies
I mean, you have to kind of find us to get here. And
shade one of the state's best kept secrets in Hefner,
it seems like it's a hidden treasure.
or a hidden adventure. My boys loved exploring Runestone Park,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
checking out all there is to find
I don't know if they even see the stick.
when you just stop and really look.
The daddy long legs. Oh yeah, over here is a very big one. Right here.
Come fall, the real big daddies come out.
You have tarantulas, and then you have wasps
That
large
hunt.
enough that hunt
Tarantulas. Yes.
The 55 acres are filled with rare wildlife, kind of freaky foliage,
Swamp chestnut.
and knee-weakening views.
Wow. We're way high up.
The lookout at Runestone Park provides a view of Hefner below,
It's very magical.
but also mysterious. These 8 carved runes, each 6 to 9 inches tall, are the reason this became a park. It's estimated the symbols date back to 600 to 800 AD and were carved by Vikings, long before their expeditions to North America.
Doesn't say beware of dog.
Don't say beware dog, doesn't say keep out, nothing like that. It's just saying Gloomy Valley, Gloam Valley, Gloam Doll is what it actually translates to.
The viewing house describes how Gloria Farley came here as a kid and would later translate the runestone with help of scientists at the Smithsonian in D.C.
Up in Greenland, Labrador, and Newfoundland area is the only place that they will say the Vikings came. Nobody will say, yes, the Vikings were here. Nobody will say, no, the Vikings were here.
Other runestones have been discovered in Oklahoma, but none this large with markings so deep. Admittedly, the theory that Vikings could have traveled the Mississippi River and eventually ended up here is just that, a theory.
There's nothing that we can tie other than these carvings in the stone.
Might have reminded them of the fjords and they wanted to put down a marker here.
But you don't need to convince the nonprofit now running the park or visitors of the unproven past. Because Runestone Park leans into its Scandinavian ties. Kellen and Wes learn more about their Norwegian roots and Viking lore at the park gift shop.
The Scandinavian or the Norwegian or the runes, that's a big thing over there. And so they come to find this history, the historic runestone. We even have a lot of repeat visitors from the UK.
Runestone Park offers campsites, 2 miles of trails, and hot showers for those staying overnight. On June 15th, bands will play in this amphitheater for the Bigfoot and UFO Festival.
Howling contest.
Get out, Joe!
We have an alien hunt.
In September, horned helmets return for the first Viking Fest since COVID. But no matter the season,
try it again.
Runestone Park is always ready to say skål.
We have people that come up here on their lunch breaks just to get away.
It is the pride of town. It's the pride of Hefner.
And nearby, we go back in time again.
Original placemat of the original Southern Belle train car.
For decades, Southern Belle owner Debbie Crabtree has been serving up Southern specialties.
This is all authentic original.
In a refurbished train car. The fantastic fried chicken, catfish, rolls, and pies have turned the Belle
It has definitely become a Hefner staple.
into a must-stop. As we say goodbye from a town steadfast, its history is more fact than fable.
Only one stop left on our Oklahoma outdoors adventure.
We're the 6th largest lake in the state of Oklahoma. We have 26,000 acres of water, 330 miles of shoreline.
We'll show you an Oklahoma lake that will make you believe you're at the beach. Plus, ways to get out on the water if you don't have a boat.
You've got your sandy beaches, you've got your rock bluffs, the fishing.
From here on out, the summer just flies by.
There are more than 1 million surface acres of water here in the Sooner State.
Our 6th largest lake has shorelines in 4 counties in northeastern Oklahoma.
Reagan Ledbetter shows us why visitors call it a hidden gem, plus how you can enjoy the water even if you don't have a boat.
One of the unique things about Keystone Lake is the sandy beaches just like this. You can find them pretty much anywhere around the lake. A lot of people drive their boat out here, will park it for a couple hours and swim, or some people even camp for the whole weekend.
Water's up, sun's out.
As the summer kicks off, for many, it's time for Keystone Lake.
Food, the family atmosphere, it's just a great place to be.
Between the water, the beaches, the food, and the scenery, the possibilities for fun and relaxation are endless.
Looking forward to turning the grill on and going out fishing.
Just 20 minutes from Tulsa and less than 2 hours from Oklahoma City, Keystone is an ideal summer spot.
This is a hidden gem of Oklahoma because a lot of people always think of Grand and Eufaula, but we're the 6th largest lake in the state of Oklahoma. We have 26,000 acres of water, 330 miles of shoreline, and some of the most beautiful sandy beaches.
Sean Adair is the general manager at Pier 51 Marina.
We get really amped up because from here on out, the summer just flies by for us.
It's one of 3 marinas at Keystone and serves as a home base for both Oklahomans and out-of-staters.
We're here from Wichita and having a good time.
Panama Best is here from Ponca City. He's taking advantage of the campgrounds at Keystone State Park.
This is my first time camping out here. I've heard a lot about it. A lot of my friends told me about it, so said it's a great spot. So that's why we kind of reserved it back in January.
He's here for a week with his family and looking forward to the fishing his friends told him about.
I'm gonna hold him to it, so hopefully I could catch some sea bass or something big out here.
Sean showed us around on 4 wheels.
So all these spots here are the state park on the tent camping, and they're $35 a night. They'll be full every weekend.
Before we stop by the dock to get ready for the water. If you do have a boat, you can keep it here at the lake and take it out whenever you want to. But if you don't have a boat, no problem, you can rent a boat.
Let's go get on a boat.
Let's do it. To rent a boat from Pier 51 for a full day, you and your group should budget for about $800 plus fuel. For a half a day, you're looking at around $400. That's for a 26-foot boat with plenty of space for your friends and family.
3 families split it, come out here for 8 hours, take the kids to the beach, go to the restaurant and eat. It's not that big of an expense.
A small expense for a big escape.
No airfare is the way I look at it. You don't have to fight a hotel. Come out here, rent a cabin, come down, eat at the restaurant.
Sean showed us what sets Keystone apart from other Oklahoma lakes, the beaches. So just took a 10-minute boat ride, and now we're at a sandy beach.
Yeah, less than a 10-minute boat ride from Pier 51 Marina, at the mouth of Dry Lake, and here you are. Bring your tent, bring your canopy, stay the day. Even come out here on a 4-wheeler and just ride up and down the beach. You can go around the entire peninsula on a 4-wheeler.
People like Kenneth Bays agree the beaches are part of the draw.
Close to Tulsa, the people here are great. The beaches here are awesome. No other lake around here has as good beaches as we do.
After a long day on the water, you know you're gonna be hungry. The good news, you don't have to leave the lake to get a little food and do some karaoke.
Said I wouldn't call it, I lost all control and I need you now.
Karaoke nights are every Friday in the summer and offer a little something for everyone.
People from the city, people from the country, people that come out here, they like rock music, they like rap music, they like country music.
And how about an ice cold drink to help cool down after a sunny day? You can find it at Winds on the Water.
Pretty much get any kind of drink you want. We got frozen drinks, frozen margaritas, strawberry daiquiris, pina coladas.
With everything from catfish to ribeyes and brisket bites on the menu, it won't take long to get your fill and start looking forward to another day living the lake life.
Really looking forward to a good summer out here.
That'll do it for us out here at Arcadia Lake. To watch this special report again, just go to our News 9 streaming app on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon.
We hope you enjoyed tonight's journey in the Oklahoma outdoors.
And hopefully you found inspiration for your next Sooner State getaway.
Good night from the great outdoors, and we'll see you in the morning.
Oklahoma Outdoors has been presented by Custom Trailer Sales.